Follow me.
You need to see something special. All the world is made of stories, and all of those stories are right here in the Book of Life.
Start off by telling me how this partnership began.
Well,
Friendship.
6 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago. I've had this movie I wanted to make for 14, and it took a long time. Every studio said no, for the exact reasons people seem to like it now. And then eventually, Guillermo had a lot of Day of the Dead movies pitched to him.
I hated them.
And he had actually turned down my thing for a while until a producer said, well, you guys should meet. And then I finally got to present to him the movie, and it was a disaster.
Horrible.
It was one of the worst pitches of all time.
Putrid.
But he saw in the chaos, he said, there's something really unique here. He knew about my show El Tigre on Nickelodeon, kind of knew my sense of humor, and he saw my disastrous script at that point, and he said, let's work together, let's figure this out. And he mentored me, and he kind of took me under his wing. And what other director of that status does that and helps first-time directors? And I thought, well, with Guillermo producing this, it'll be super easy. Everybody's going to want to make our movie.
6 years of no.
Yes, it was a long, long process.
But we were many times we were said no, or we were said yes for the wrong reasons, and then we went another way. Because the worst thing you can do is to make the wrong movie, especially on the first movie. You want to get it right for the director. So we protected what we needed to protect until along came Fox, and they said, that's great. And we said, are you saying that for the right reasons? And they were. So the support of Real FX and Fox are two supports that without which we wouldn't be making the movie,
It seems like the sort of folklore involved lends itself very much to everything you've been interested in terms of monsters and the supernatural. Was that also something that you were interested in, or was it more of just, this is a story I wanted to tell?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his love for fairy tales is kind of what I have for mythology. I'm obsessed with mythology. So this was a Mexican version of influences from Mayan mythology to Greek mythology to, I just looked at all these tales about someone going to the underworld to rescue their beloved. And so it's very much rooted in all those things, but with a Mexican spin. I mean, there's characters in the movie, like Xibalba is basically my love letter to Guillermo's films, and Ron Perlman's playing him. So I have all these influences, and he's a huge influence too. So the fact that I get to work with him, it's kind of a dream come true.
But we started, the first day we met, that day, we started riffing. And we started riffing, what if it's a bet between two gods? About the life of man, like classical Perseus, it's a classical story. And then, what if we do this, what if we do that? And Jorge, I could see that he was working and making ideas that were new, seemed like they belonged to the screenplay forever. And that's the mark of, I think, of a great director that can find arrangements to make things work. And Jorge is the real deal. He's a very potent new voice in animation. And I think I'm very, very proud to work into making his dream come true,
How quickly did the characters being the wooden figurines become part of the movie?
From the beginning. People were, in the beginning kept saying, how are we going to emote with wooden characters? And I would say, Pinocchio, think about it. All animation is about giving life to inanimate objects and feeling for inanimate objects. So from the beginning, people really like the wooden characters now, but in the beginning, it kind of threw people off.
Oh, big time.
And people kept saying, how are we going to relate to them?
Yeah.
And my wife, Sandra, designed all the female characters. I designed all the male characters. And it definitely was something that we wanted to see, something that no one had seen before. And that's kind of been now the positive. But back then, it was kind of a big negative.
What makes the movie what it is what made the movie hard to finance. But Jorge came that day when he came to pitch. Those characters looked that way. That world looked that way. I mean, honestly, what I said to Jorge that day, part of what I said is, the only thing I want you to promise me is that it'll look like the art. Because animated movies, the art of books are better than the movies. And I always say, let's make it look exactly like what you showed me that day. And that's one of the things we were careful to protect,
Manolo has written on his guitar a reminder to play from the heart, a message from Maria. Do you guys have anything that you look at when you're being creative to sort of focus on and remind yourself to play filmmaking from the heart?
Well, I mean, I was very lucky when I went to film school, and I worked under, my mentor was Jules Engel, who, longtime Disney UPA animator, and he, when I first got into the school, I had all this artwork that was sort of, girls in bikinis and aliens and all this stuff. I thought that's what animators did. And then I had another portfolio that had Mexican wrestlers and Day of the Dead and all the things I loved of my culture. And he saw the first portfolio and basically told me, this is trash. You're just drawing things you think you like. And then when he saw the other portfolio, he said, this is who you are. If you can make this move, and if you can put this up on the screen, you will be doing something no one's ever seen. So this has your heart all over it. And I took that to heart, and that's everything I've ever done. Eventually I'm going to run out of guts, but I grab guts and I put them on my work. And he kind of, from the beginning, said, that's what you need to do. I mean, it's got to come from you.
Yeah, and for me, it's my diaries. I mean, I keep idea diaries, and I always look at them, and I always remember it's not about the budget, it's not about the fights, it's not about the fights with the studio, the actors, whatever. It's about these ideas in the paper, making them come to life. And it's simple.
Welcome to the land of the remembered.
Don't try to take it all in at once.
And the story goes on.
This is incredible.
Epic fiestas every day.
All you can eat churros.
My lady! Please help me reunite with the love of my life.
If you complete these tasks,
You will see Maria again.
Hey, girl. Get that a lot?
The Book of Life.
Hold it! I know exactly what to play! You got what I need! Wow, that totally captivated her.